and hope for the best at this point. We got to sit back, we got to watch. And if you live in the United States, you're going to hope for the best. Yeah. It's like, what is that thing? May the best person win. Is that the saying they have? May the best man win. The best man, the best woman win when it comes to politics, which I don't really like to talk about, but you can't get away from it. You cannot get away from it. Um, It's going to be a wild roller coaster ride, and I know that you can feel it in your bones. You can feel it, you can sense it in the air. It's going to be wild. And I have a feeling it's going to be very entertaining from both sides of this election race. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's going to be a wild ride. And it's going to be kind of entertaining. They're going to put on a show. They're going to have some fun. Well, it's all fine and dandy, but then, oh, as long as they're fun does not turn our world even more upside down, is what I've got to say. Hello. RD honey, Mary honey. Hello. Yeah, I'm upset. May the best man win. When do they say that? Do they say that during a fighting match or something? I don't know where that phrase came from, but that just popped into my mind. May the best man win. The best man, the best woman? Who knows? Hello, Frank honey. Yeah, love you too, Kathleen. Hello, S. Simon, Paul, Professor Strange Finger. Hello. I haven't been home too long. I did get to hold my little baby Rosie. And yeah. I I cannot get rid of I can't get this image out of my mind that I saw this morning. I can't help but laugh, you all. Uh, the Obama phone call to Kamala, and she's walking, and it literally looks like a movie script. And I thought I was watching a movie. I thought, oh wow, this is going to get very dramatic, you all. It is, and you've just got to don't let it get to you. Do not let it get to you in a way that it just like just totally ruins your life. Okay, you're much better than that on the inside. You truly are. I am feeling within my spirit, it is all entertainment up ahead. All entertainment for 3 months, maybe even more. The things that are going to be seen, it's going to be like I'm watching a soap opera. Well, we might need some soap to clean up the mess is what we might need. Yeah. The left has left their brains at home. They might have. And the right may think that they're always right, right? No. If you can reach the point within your being and see politics for what they are, just envision a play. Just like when you would go to the theater and you would watch a play being played out, because that's what it's going to look like. And with the artificial intelligence making movie-like things like that, making her hold a phone up to her ear like that, hello. I don't even know what she said, but I thought, you've got to be kidding the way that it was labeled. But it's all right. It was rather entertaining. It was. And I'm not going to let the tit for tats that is happening in the world run me on the inside and just destroy my life. But you know what? Some people may think that that's going to happen. No, don't let it happen. If you can just look at it and say, okay, because what can you do in the big scope of it? Nothing. It's not up. It's literally, if you have to, here's how you have to look at it. It's like superpowers. It's like two superpowers fighting it out. Two superheroes, like you got the villains, you got the antagonists, you got the superheroes. This is truly something like that, like a movie where there's villains and then there's the good guys. And yeah, you're just gonna have to sit back and watch it. That's right, Professor. No, we don't like it. We don't. It's like just let's just call it a movie, a theatrical thing. Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to think of it of. It's just AI is gonna put on a big show, is what they're gonna do. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. We are gonna watch AI put on a big show because both sides are going to use it, and it's going to be like watching a movie, and it's going to get pretty interesting, and it may get kind of yucky, you know. Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, I can separate myself. I can separate myself. I don't have to put myself there and take what's happening personally, because in the big scope of life, it's bigger than me and it's bigger than you. You truly do have. Now this is you have the superpowers on this earth. The cabal, the ones who are in charge, they're battling it out for Earth, just more or less, they're battling it out. Who's going to be in control? And as far as we know, neither one of them are in control. It's probably AI who is already in control, but they're not telling nobody. And maybe they think that they're still in control, whoever it is. But do we really have any control? If you remember Yuval Harari, I've done a videos and said, what did he say? Good afternoon, you all. Good evening. What did he say? He said in the future, AI will make the decisions for you. More or less, the algorithm will decide what you do with your life, where you live, what job you get. It will do the recommendations and stuff like that. It's like a Hey Siri thing. It is, and you can't escape it because it's growing at an astronomical rate. It is. The false prophet, there shall be a false prophet according to the Bible. There is a false prophet. There is a false, the false prophet, the beast, and the Antichrist. But you must keep in mind that other religions also have the same thing also, but they may not go by those terms. And if it's written far into the future, we're just now seeing it. It's playing out in our time. How could the past, way back there, well, we know how it is. Oh, it's been prophesied. Well, you know what's going to happen, so you just might as well just sit back and just prepare yourself. Get your life in order. Get yourself in order. Get you some supplies on hand. And if you think about how wired we are literally wired. You can't even pump your gas without electricity. You can't. And a lot of the cars are not going to run if they have an EMP. There's not going to be very many things you can do if we had a grid down scenario. And I wanted to look at that Snyder thing about the earthquakes that happen. If you saw the video, like the earthquake that happened in Texas, they said 16 miles from Snyder, Texas. And I tried to get inside the Snyder tunnels, and I could not get anywhere with the browsers that I had. It would not let me. I tried 3 browsers. The third browsers got me a little bit close. But they have their tunnel boring machines, and they're doing an underground project. And they could be expanding the tunnels to make further connections underground when the world goes to you know what in a handbasket. And they got all their underground cities. They say, fall on us, hide us from the face of him who lives on the throne, for the great day of his wrath has come, and who can stand it? So they're going to be inside the earth. There are already species who do live inside the earth. I guess they've made a deal where they can occupy the inside of the earth too, because if they have an apocalyptic event on the outside, heaven forbid. I don't want that. I don't even want to be alive. If there's going to be a nuclear holocaust, and the air is going to be poisoned, I don't even want to be here. No, take me out in the blast, in the twink of an eye. Take me out. Just let me go. And that way I won't feel a thing. You all know they're preparing for something. They truly are. They are going to go underground in their cities. And I don't know if they're going to move the bulk of humanity underground, or if it's like the movies where they have specific people like the 2012, The Day After Tomorrow, where these people, no, that wasn't that movie. I don't know, where they built the arks. They built the ark, and the people got the rich got their thing on their phones, and it was time to board the ark because the flip was coming, or something was coming. The flip was coming, the polar flipped, or whatever you want to call it. And it was only, yeah, and we had some selfish leaders, didn't want to let the ordinary people in, even though there was plenty of room. They just wanted to leave them behind. They really did. Yeah, it's mostly just a movie. That's right. That's right. It's like a movie at this point. It's like you can just shake your head. You can just shake your head, but it's having a real world effect. It is. It's having a real world effect on us, but it's nothing we can do about it. We're doing everything that we can. We are. We're raising awareness, and you're preparing, and you're trying to encourage other people to prepare and wake up. Wake up. And some people aren't going to wake up. They're not. They're going to be in denial. They may be the ones who take the blue pill. There are those who have taken the red pill, but the blue pill may also be the ones who think they've taken the red pill, and they may think that the people who took the red pill are asleep. There is that mentality too, you all. It's fine in the big scope of life, as long as you do not take it personal to where it affects you and you cannot prepare for yourself and your family, where you cannot even think straight. Because right now people are having trouble remembering things. And this happened some other time before. It was the beginning stages of something. What was that the beginning stages of? The memory started to go, and it was something from a long, 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 long time ago. I don't know if it was attributed to the pole flip, the magnetic reversal, or something like that. Or, oh no, I know what it was. It was the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. That's what they likened it to when people started getting forgetful and stuff. Something we clicked in yesterday, they said it was like the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. That's how it started and stuff like that. You don't want to have a zombie brain. So you don't want to watch TV. I mean, it's nice to see what's going on. You can just open it's like opening the window, looking out. Okay, this is going on right now in the political world. I'm going to close it. Because really, that's all you're going to have to do is just open it and just look maybe once a day or maybe every other day. Just take a peek, look around, say, yep, same old stuff going on, close the door. And you know where it's going to happen. And a lot of people deep down within their being, they think that it's already predetermined, just like predestination. They feel everything else is already predetermined, and this is just a show. It's just to play out. It's just to placate people, just like giving you a pacifier, making something very entertaining so that you do not rise up within your spirit and say, that's it, I'm taking back my country, or I'm not going to stand for this. They're trying to make it entertaining. Really, if you think about it, they don't want nobody, they don't want all the citizens of the world to rise up, because they would not be able to stop such an uprising. They wouldn't. Yeah, Susan B. Honey, you in here? That's right. We died during the early 90s. So if we died during the day the music died, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys drinking whiskey and wine, saying this'll be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. When did that song come out? Did that come? That didn't come up in the 90s and stuff like that. No, what if the earth was destroyed and we are just living in a loop? And we are in some type of a matrix, like really, truly. And this matrix right here that we're in is failing. And They're trying to fix it with Earth's digital twin, which will be up and ready in 2029. CERN will have helped in the parallel world to create Earth's digital twin. It's like the meta. It's like the verse. It's like the metaverse thing where you put those goggles on and stuff like that. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, we're gonna sing it. Now that's all I'm singing. Yep, that's it. That's it. You all know. There really is something. I when you think of Elon Musk satellites, when they were describing that, I read something. They described it as a constellation, his constellation. And I thought, what if? Because here's what happens. They go up in the sky. This would, if you could envision the stars in the sky and the matrix and stuff. His satellites, they go up in the sky, and they called it a constellation, and they stay close together. But once they get above a certain height, they separate and they go their separate ways and they fade away and you don't see them. What if, say this matrix is falling apart and those stars up there, they're not going to last forever because they're not real. And he's sending all of these constellations of satellites up to be put in place for the new Earth, the new whatever is up there. They did refer to it as a constellation, but his satellites, once they get so high up, they're not in that straight line all the time. They disperse, and you don't see them. You don't, because if he was to have them all up there, they look like a star. They do. When they're up there and they're bright, they look like a star in the sky, and some of them look kind of bright and some of them don't. And if we're living in a matrix, guess what? There's nothing you can do about it. If we're living in a dome, that would make sense. Send up some new stars here because the other stars you had put up there, they're running out of their lifespan. You need to replace the ones up in the sky because they're going to fall out during the great apocalypse. The stars from the sky are going to fall out. They're going to fall to the ground. You got to have some new ones up there who have more lifespan on them. I'm trying to make light of it, but when they refer to it as a constellation, and if you think that this is an artificial dome or something like that, a world, and they want to make the stars, because if you look at the Canada, France, Hawaii telescopes in the time lapse that they have, when the sun and when the moon comes up and the stars and stuff, they all look like they're on a disc. They all go the same way. It's every day. Boom, they're so fixed. Like when you go into these museums and you're sitting in that, I don't know what you call it, a stellar aquarium or whatever, and you look above and you see the dome and you see the stars on the great big domed area above your head. It was really beautiful when you were young and you looked up there. What if they were trying to tell you back then? That's how it is up here. What if it is? Yeah, Jeannie, you're supposed to be talking about politics. Well, I am. I'm talking about you're going to have to sit back and you're just going to have to watch at this point is what you're going to have to do because there's nothing you can do. It's much bigger than you. It's way beyond me. It's way beyond you. And it could be a distraction to keep you from preparing so that you don't survive, so that you don't prepare. Because when you have people who are not awake, and if they are doing a depopulation of some of the inhabitants on Earth, you're not going to prepare. They're going to catch you off guard, and you're not going to be ready. And you're going to be watching the movie that's here in front of you, and you're not going to be able to put up a resistance. You may turn into the zombie, and they'll have the zombie apocalypse because the military is prepared for 4 types of scenarios with this zombie apocalypse, if you remember, and I can't remember the ones that they all are, but it was there's 4 different types that they had written, and people are becoming forgetful. And no. See, we gotta stay awake, you all. We gotta stay awake and be alert, and it's hard because a lot of people are very tired. And when I went outside, it did not take long at all today. I was outside 5 to 10 minutes. I was drained of my energy. I was fine as long as I was indoors, but the moment I stepped out, there's something out there that's draining. I don't know if it's radiation or frequency or what. There's something out there draining us. Hello, you just tuning in? Yeah. The greatest trick of the devil over the pole was the conspiracy that you can and you don't sin. Well, each man is right in their own eyes, and certainly, for one man, it may be a sin to eat with unclean hands, and another man, it's not a sin to eat with unclean hands. For one person, they may feel it's a sin for a woman to wear pants, and another person, no, it's not a sin for me to wear pants. That's where that's coming from, too. You cannot force other people to live out your own convictions, really. It's not across the board. This is across the board and fits. But you may see the day when you have something like that is strictly across the board, totally. And everybody's going to fall in line, or you're going to, what was it? Strengthening the digital authoritarianism. It's what the World Economic Forum said. The strengthening of the digital authoritarianism. And you will do what the digital authority tells you to do. And it will probably be, there will be no wiggle room. There will be no uniqueness. Everybody will be straight across the board. You ever go to a boarding school? Or you ever go to places like if you went to other schools where you're required to wear a uniform? You want to live in a world like that where it's everybody, every single person is like that. That's probably going to be in the future, I'm just saying. There'll probably be the colonies outside this area when that is in the future who refuse to live that type of life, and they will be separate from it, and they'll continue to live the life that they're living. They'll continue to do their very everyday things, and they're not going to be a part of it, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be really hard, too. At this point, you got to just sit back and watch the movie because it feels like a movie. It feels like you're getting entertained is what it feels like. And don't take it personal. Do not let it get to you. Do not let it make you get upset to where you are so distracted you cannot function in your daily life, because it will do that if you get yourself all worked up and all frustrated. Remember that we're in the times of propaganda. If you learned about propaganda, it's swaying people's opinions, swaying people's the way that they think, the way that they view the world, the things that they do. There's a lot of propaganda out there, and you do not need any more of that. You don't. I know I don't want it. I don't want their propaganda shoved down my throat. And I don't want them to brainwash me, and you don't want them to brainwash you any more than you already are, any more than you have been your whole entire life. If you have broke the cycle of being brainwashed, that's great. It is. You don't want to go back to that. If you've been set free from that, you don't want to go back to it. You want to keep your eyes open. I'm going to go. I think I might want to eat something because I'm a tad bit hungry. I am, but in the future, you may not get real food to eat. You may only get imaginary food in the future, just like in the metaverse. They put these goggles on, and you can envision holding a hamburger or something, and the technology will make you feel like you're tasting it. You may not even get something like that. You know what I mean? I'm going to go. You all, thank you for your comments, and thank you, moderators. With that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I hope to see you all later at 7:30. I can't tell you the exact time. And hopefully I will not get drained of my energy before then, because if I do, I'm gonna conk out probably. I'll force myself to come back on here somehow, some way. If it be within the Lord's will, I'll be back on here. I have intentions to come back, let's just say that. I don't know my future, but I know the one who holds the future, my future and your future in their hands. I do. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Love you. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that like button, you all. That's the thumbs up. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, because it's going to get rough. It is going to get rough. It's going to get entertaining, but it's probably going to make a lot of people upset with what you see and the lies that are coming out from both sides. I'm just going to tell you, both sides are going to tell lies. You may think they're not, but they're going to tell lies. They're going to tell big little white lies with a little bit of truth, but it's okay. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing, except have some wisdom on the inside of you. to know what's real, what feels right in your spirit, and what doesn't. Love you.